Hello everyone, it's been a while since the last video, but now I hope I will find more time to record something and put on YouTube. And today I bring you Blastoise that I've made some time ago. So to begin, as always, we need some armature made from alu wire and foil, and when I have that, it's time to put on some clay. In the beginning I'm not going to focus on details or something like that, I'm just creating some shape as a base to later operate on it with details. Maybe some of you know, but I've already made one day a Blastoise, and it is not a secret that he is one of my favorite Pokemon. Come on, a giant turtle with water cannons, for me as a small kid that was something epic. Anyway, first sculpture that I ever made was Blastoise, and I even have a video of making this guy. It was some kind of diorama, and now when I look back at it, I have to admit it looks less epic than I thought this time. But I guess it is always like this with something that you do for a while and you make small steps of progress. So after some time I decided to resculpt this guy, and I felt like this is a good moment. I wanted always to see Blastoise in some more epic and realistic scenario, that's why you will see some changes or adding some details, like for example adding shells as a parts of armor or Cthulhu emblem on chest. Also I'm going to change a little bit his cannons so they are not just simple pipes. And of course I'm making him bulky as a guy on steroids. I have to admit that this sculpture pushed me also a little bit on my progress path, because this was a sculpture where I decided to add a lot of details and texture, because I was always a little bit scared of adding some texture on muscle, for example, that I already smooth out. And here I've broke this fear, and that is also something that I encourage you to do, because even if it won't work out, then you can always repair it, and even if not, then well, failures are also lessons in the end if you know how to learn from them. After sculpting his torso, it was time to move on with his head, and here of course I had to concentrate at making this face look like badass. My idea here was to add big and sharp teeth and make him look like he's quite angry. This is for me one of the best processes in sculpting, making the head or face, because this is something that we as humans pay the biggest attention to when looking at someone or some creature, because from face you can see a lot of emotions or others. When head was finished, it was time to attach it to the body and move on with finishing the rest, so the shell. For this purpose I used this tool to squeeze clay through it, and it gave me hexagonal pattern that I've created, that I've cut it to small pieces and just started to add on shell. Then added cannons that I've upgraded a little bit, and it was time to heat it up so the sculpture can get hard. Time for painting process, and here I didn't want to change the color scheme of Blastoise because I just like it and didn't want to change anything, so only thing that I've added in painting was making some rusty spots or just make him look like he's already after some battles, and by look of damaged armor or shell you can see that he's already quite long time on this planet. Sculpture done, so it was time to move on with diorama, and I decided to keep it quite simple, and for this purpose I created something like bottom of the sea. You know, rocks and plants or shells, all sea stuff that you have in your mind, I've tried to put on this diorama. With that done, it was time of course for resin to make it look like he's already underwater. So that's all for this video, let me know what you think about it, and I hope I will see you soon. Bye bye!